What's good, ladies and gents? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and today, guys, we're going to look at Ruiner Nergigante. Now, Ruiner Nergigante is the big bad wolf in the clothing of the sheep at the very end of the game. Well, not really the very end. Yeah, the big bad wolf at the end of the game. Now, they alluded to this guy quite a few times. You thought you fought and killed him when you fought Shara Ishvalda. Did I say that name correctly the first time over? Wow. Used to calling it Sharon all the time. Regardless, you fought him there, and you definitely got a taste for him. However, now you get to fight him for real. Now, I know you're looking at this like, yo, Dak, this is an investigation. I will say this unto ye. I made a video a while back where I had like an update saying videos got corrupted or whatever. Well, yes, those videos did get corrupted. I'll make this brief. Those videos did get corrupted, but then what I learned was it was my capture card itself that was actually causing all the sabotaging issues as well. So even every video I recorded after that was subject to smackery. So what I decided to do was toss that capture card in the garbage. Luckily, I have a backup, and it works just as well. So we're going to be riding with that one for a while. So yeah, there's that. Nevertheless, I recorded the gameplay for it, and it was a very good match. I had a lot of points and everything to talk about in there, but nevertheless, that didn't work out because, you know, yeah. But here we are today, looking at Nergigante. So Ruiner Nergigante is thusly. It is essentially the same thing fighting Nergigante. I hate to admit it, but if you remember fighting Nergigante, think of Nergigante, but just a bit more. Literally think of G-rank Nergigante. That's honestly how I felt about him. That's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, I kind of feel like that's just how he is. It just feels like that. Now, this sounds a little weird because there was Arch-tempered, the other Nergigante. He was, boy, you know what I mean? He felt like a proper G-rank one, but there's a lot of things that Arch-tempered Nergigante has that my man right here don't actually has. What? He doesn't have. He didn't have the quick dive. He has a couple of different dives. He has swoops now. He'll come through, graze you one way, then come back the other way. A couple of different attacks, but I kind of feel like Arch-tempered Nergigante was probably the true successor to what I believe the G-rank would actually feel like. Nevertheless, here we are, Ruiner Nergigante. Well, I'll say this. Is he harder than Arch-tempered Nergigante when you fought him originally? No. Why is that? Well, I couldn't honestly tell you. He hits hard. Don't get it twisted. My man hits very, very hard. My defense here is like 980 or something like that. Some ridiculously high number. And, I mean, it's about 3 to 4 hit kills, which is comfortable, but I knew what I was getting into because the first time I was actually fighting him, at least for the first video, before, you know, already for the first time, it was tough. We weren't getting smacked, but it wasn't free. It was just tough. You know what I mean? It was just pretty tough. So understand this. When you go to fight when you go to fight Ruiner Nerg, you want to come here with some serious defense. Do not kill yourself with the defense because he has lots of attacks that can probably essentially one-hit shot you as well. So let's go over them briefly. He has his dives, okay? He has his dives, the original one like we knew from before. He has the head slams. He has the shoulder charge, I guess you could say. And he has his tail slam. All these attacks are all there. They're all the same. They all have the same exact properties they used to. There are a couple of nuanced things to them, though. Like the tail slam, for instance, it'll kill you. Like, I don't understand, but like I've been killed by it. Like, it killed me at like 80% health, so watch for that. It's pretty substantial. Also, when he goes black, when his needles, his scales, not scales, I'm gonna call them needles, spikes or whatever. When they go really black, you have to have some nice sharpness to actually go through them. But I want to say when they go black, that's when he gets like it feels like a damage buff because, or he could just be enraged. I don't know. Like, I'm just giving you guys as I feel right now because as lovingly so as I would love to actually give you guys the full on, you usually fight a monster 10 times before I actually give you guys real information. I'm just so tired of my videos corrupting themselves. I'm just kind of giving you guys this fight almost immediately after fighting him maybe 3 times. So forgive me if he's just enraged and I just feel like this is a damage boost, but because we all know when a monster gets enraged, I feel like I have a bit of a damage boost, speed increase, so on and so forth. But yeah, I feel like his black spikes give him a bit more damage in that regard, and if not, then hey, just don't get hit by it. You know what I mean? It still hurts. Just don't get hit directly in your face with it. Outside of those things, what else is there that he has in terms of abilities that should be noted? He has a couple of pinning attacks, and these pinning attacks, he's very good with comboing those pinning attacks with his tail. So he'll have a dive, I feel like it's a dive anyway. It's so weird. He has so many different types of dives. It's kind of odd to figure out which one's which. Just don't get hit by any of them, okay? If you get hit by one of them, there's a particular dive he has that'll pin you. And after that, he will turn around and then slam his tail on you, which is a great way for him to combo, but it hurts quite a bit. I mean, that's a heck of a combo. You got hit with the dive, then you hit with the tail that I told you before that essentially kills you for free. If you get hit with that pin and he does attack you, you're probably going to be dunzo gunzo, my friend. So please watch for that. Other than those attacks, I feel like you just really need to be on your game. And at this point in time, you are on your game, okay? You're no longer tiny little Piddlewinks the man. Because I kind of feel like everyone who's ever been in this particular situation, ever fought Nergigante, once you fought him already, you probably fought him in high rank or whatever, high rank, low rank, whatever. And now we're here at G rank, Runer Nerg, and you guys have made it all the way to the end of this game, and you're here. You don't really need a whole lot of advice on how to fight him. If anything, you just kind of want to know what can he do, like a quick synopsis, and then go into battle, which is kind of what this was. So, lastly, he is weak to that of Thunder and Dragon because Elder Dragons are usually weak to Dragon. That's just kind of how they get down. But Thunder or Dragon, the same weaknesses he had when he was standard, good old-fashioned, regular Nergigante. And with that said, everyone, let's actually move to the gear. And then, yeah, let's go to the gear. It's actually pretty good. Okay, so Runer Nergigante armor is actually pretty freaking dope. Of course, it keeps the same weaknesses like I said before, Thunder and Dragon because it is an Elder Dragon. But check it. So the armor, at least for the males, I don't have female gameplay because my female character isn't actually MR 100, and I don't know if I'm gonna get there just yet. Maybe later. Regardless, it looks phenomenal. Both alpha and beta looks really, really good. It's just the beast. You get capes on both sides of the ball. So if you're a cape fan like myself, you get the cape. Okay, that's mad to your boy. Nevertheless, so here we go. So off the top, let's look at the skills. We're looking at attack boost 5, earplugs 3, agitator 3, stamina surge 3, maximite, and hasten recovery as the set ability. All these skills are actually phenomenal, grand skills, truth be told. An attack-based set, you know what I mean? The only thing that's really missed from this set, at least raw anyway, is affinity. Affinity would have the set like set off really, really nicely. What I would do with this set, if anything, I would leave the attack boost alone. Yeah, you're 5 points in, 2 more to make 7, maxing it out, but I'd leave it as is. For the earplugs, I'd max that out as well, and then everything else can just follow suit. Now, maximite is one of those skills that I do like using, but a lot of times I like to play recklessly, so seeing it go on and off, on and off, on and off kind of gets on my nerves. Nevertheless, if that's how you feel, then I guess that's just honestly what it boils down to. Regardless, though, if we're looking at the beta set, though, it's essentially the same thing. You lose 1 into everything, except I believe, actually, I think keep the earplugs. That's correct. Keep the earplugs, but you lose 2 points into attack. You know, sure. It really depends on how you like it. You know, it's if you want more abilities. Different abilities, you know, the ability to have more different, what the hell? If you want additional abilities, i.e. skills, decorations, so on and so forth, run some beta parts. Me personally, earplugs is the only skill on here. Earplugs and stamina surge are the only skills that I really need. And I'm okay with having 2 because I could just gem in 1, and the earplug I can max that out. So everything else, I will probably run a mostly B set, truth be told, but that's just me. Now, moving on to his weapons. Nergigante weapons are fantastic. They're just good, guys. Like, they're just really good. Quickly, let me show you. So, wait, upgrade equipment. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so 667 attack, at least for the lance anyway. Now, for lances, that's actually essentially almost maxed out. There's like 2 other weapons with more attack. And like, I think they're Rajang weapons, but it having natural white sharpness all the way maxed out, mind you, all the way maxed out white sharpness is good. So you don't have to carry any handicraft with you, and that's enough white for you to not ever actually need to worry about razor sharp either. The only side to this is that, yeah, you have a lot of attack. Yeah, your sharpness is actually really good, but if you want an element, you don't have a whole lot of it. Just 180 on the dragon, at least for the lance anyway, but the elder seal is high. So I know a lot of people probably want to just take a weapon similar to this, probably acidic lavinus joint that has equal attack, and then just run elementless on it to get even more so. But I mean, if you're already that high in attack, I want to say it's almost pennies on the dollar, and at least this way you have a bit of element to combat monsters actually susceptible to this element, and you have a high Elder Seal, because high Elder Seal is really nice. This particular makeup follows all of his weapons, so if you have any of his weapons and you're trying to max out, essentially look at it like this. They have the highest attack in your particular category, they have a grand amount of sharpness, they have a low end amount of element, but the Elder Seal is pretty high. All in all, a great weapon. It's like Devil Joe weapon, but not shitty, because Devil Joe weapons have a lot of element, but incredibly bad affinity. That's a bad thing. So Nergigante, in a nutshell, he's supposed to be, again, like I said, the big bad wolf in this game. He's the 5th generation flagship. Iceborne added in Volcana. We all knew Nergigante was going to show himself again. I like to feel like this is the end for the 5th generation, which is fine. The game did come out in 2018, so a 2-year, you know, first we got a year of vanilla, then we're going to get Iceborne. I don't know what they're going to do up until maybe next January, because I kind of feel like that's when they would actually the game. January, February, March, April. That's kind of those are the wonder months right there. That's when we usually get most of our Monster Hunter games. Every now and then we'll get a couple in the fall, but at the end of the day, Nergigante, he's really just the apex. He's the cream of the crop here. Like when I think Nergigante, I think the end. And this game helped me kind of feel that way, at least for this game. Once you get there, like, there's not much left for you to do. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. There's tons of DLC and everything, but when you look at it away from DLC, like, imagine you have not seen any DLC yet. Let's say you were playing the game like raw, no DLC. You get to Nergigante and you did it. You know, you finally did it. This is how it was supposed to end. The story is essentially over. Granted, they add in again the DLC and whatnot, but it's fitting. I mean, he's a great fight. He's a really good monster. I don't hate him. I like him. I do find him to be kind of easy in a sense, where he's almost like too predictable with some of his attacks, because after a while, especially if you have like a lance or a gun lance, he becomes nothing, bro. I mean, fighting Nergigante with a lance or a gun lance is like as easy as breathing. It's not difficult, but he is a difficult hunt for a lot of other people. I know people right now, like I have people in my Discord server right now talking about, yo, Nergigante gave me that slap, and I'm like, I understand that, but you also have to understand he is it, you know? So, in my opinion, Nergigante is a fantastic monster. A great way to end the vanilla game, the vanilla Iceborne, if you will, which is 100% vanilla, because currently we have a couple of DLCs in here, but looking at it as if it was just the end of Iceborne all by itself, it's a good end. It's a good ending monster. It's a great monster. It has a lot of cool attributes about him. The armor is good, the gear is good, everything's fantastic. The fight is phenomenal. There's a lot of cool things that you can actually learn as a hunter when going through here and fighting him, that you can take it to other fights as well, especially when it comes down to how a monster predicts itself or presents itself in terms of its spacing and whatnot as well. You can take these kind of things you learn when fighting him and apply it to other monsters. It's quite applicable in many regards that way. But what I'm really getting at here is, because Nergigante is the end for the Iceborne, essentially, it kind of marks the end of me doing these monster decks videos. This video is over, by the way. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy Dak908. Thank you so much. I will see you guys the next time we do some of these DLC monsters. Till then, take care. Now, for those of you who are still here, we're done. This is, I mean, I did promise I would complete Iceborne, and I still plan on doing that. I plan on completing Iceborne, and once Iceborne is done, there will be no more Monster Decks videos. I've already had a whole lot of ideas cooked up in my head as to what we're going to do. We're still going to do Monster Hunter videos. I'm going to change how I do these videos, though. I like okay, guys? I like top 10s. You guys may not like top 10s. I like top 10s. We're going to do top 10s, okay? Not a bunch. It's not going to be a top 10 channel, but we're going to do some. Some are going to be zany. Some are going to be, you know, par for the course. But I want to do a couple of top 10s. I want to do some hunter interviews. Yeah, hunter interviews, like other hunters, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of us, we've been playing this game for years and years and years and years and years and years, and we have loads of different like stories that we can probably teach and talk about with each other. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna probably interview a couple of hunters, get their experiences, what are their favorite monsters, their favorite experiences, so on and stuff like that. I'm coming up with all kinds of ideas to do original content, original, unique content for Monster Hunter. You know what I mean? Because I've been doing the same thing forever, and I'm not saying it wasn't original, but it's what I was used to doing. But now I want to branch out from what I'm usually doing, and we're gonna do Monster Hunter videos that has original content to them, unique content. Like I said before, we're gonna get interviews, we're gonna get top 10s, we're gonna get editorial spots where I just go off and talk about how I feel about Monster Hunter in general. So I know a lot of people have asked me when I stream. I do this a lot. I just talk like how I feel about Monster Hunter all the time on my stream. I'm like, yo, Dex, you should make this video, but I'm always like, oh, you know, I don't know. But we might do some of that. On top of changing up a couple of things, once we get done with the Monster Dex videos, I'm gonna start implementing the other kind of games that I actually want to play. Those games being fighting games. I'm gonna introduce a couple of fighting games into the mix. And I absolutely, positively, under no circumstances, even remotely want anyone to feel like I'm leaving them behind. And I also know that these videos will get little to no exposure because my channel is a Monster Hunter channel. At the end of the day, it's still my channel. I kind of want to just produce what I want to produce, whether you guys, I guess, like it or not, even though I spent my entire life producing stuff that you guys like. So with that said, this marks the end for us. Technically, not really. We have, you know, Furious Rajang and Raging Brachytos coming up, but once I complete Iceborne, we're cold turkey we're gonna stop doing Dex videos, and we're just gonna do, you know, the stuff I talked about. Now, the stuff I talked about, we're gonna start that immediately. Okay, we'll stop to do a Dex video if it shows up, but we're gonna go back to top 10s and interviews and all the other cool stuff I talked about before. You know what I mean? We're gonna completely immediately switch gears from this to that, and whenever this shows back up, we will do this. But then after this is done, we're going back to that, if you catch my drift. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. Like, legit, this is all I have for you guys. This is the actual end of the video. For those who've made it this far, by God, thank you so much. It's been a fantastic, what, 8 years? I think I've been doing this? 8 years, I think. Been fantastic. Actually, longer than that. 9 years. There's a channel that I had that you guys don't know nothing about, but I was doing the exact same thing, the Dex videos. But again, guys, thank you so much. It's been a hell of a ride. We're not done. We're not gone. We're just doing other things, okay? We're just switching it up a bit. But for those who actually learn a lot through my Monster Dex videos, that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted. I didn't want to become famous through these. I just wanted to make a guidebook, so to speak, for those to actually look to and progress themselves with. I've done it for every single Monster Hunter game that's come westward. So, yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. I don't want to ramble on forever, but, you know, the hunt's over. But, yeah. Anyway, guys, it's been your boy, Dak908, a.k.a. the Dig Dug himself. Again, you guys are awesome. You're absolutely just freaking awesome. We're going to continue moving and grooving, just in a different manner, okay? I'm only retiring from making this type of video. I'm not retiring from making videos. Remember that. I'm still here.